Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. We're back at it again with the JUSTNOMIL cruise control saga. So if you missed the other parts to this saga, I will link them in the pinned comment below. Let's see what Mill got up to today, shall we? Cruise control went a-creeping. I scared her off. No more peeping. We have a nice setup with the Ring doorbell and a bunch of other connected cameras. My favorite new feature is the intercom. There can be a bit of a delay, but I can open the app on my phone to see what's happening live, and then I can choose to talk through the speaker attached to it. Like a dutiful wife, I've been using it to scare the bejesus out of my husband. The best part is having saved footage of him almost dropping our groceries. Mwah-ah-ah. He's been getting me back. It's good fun, and it means we're both checking it often. I was secretly hoping to be able to use it on cruise control, and yesterday I got my chance. I got an alert of movement on my phone when I was at work. I stepped out to somewhere with privacy and I watched. She was peeking through windows at the side of the house where the kitchen is. She worked her way from left to right and looked through each window, then started looking through the windows in the front. I also saw her pull out her phone and use the flashlight to try to see in better. My husband and I have been drawing the curtains every morning to prevent just this, so she probably didn't see much. First thing I did was text my husband, "Please let me have this." He agreed in exchange for me making dinner. Fair. I started giggling as she moved closer to the front of the house because I was so excited to freak her out. I had to think about taxes and trips to the dentist to stifle my laughter and sound serious enough for this to work. Finally, she was at the front door. I turned it on and said, "Intruder detected, intruder detected, commencing countdown, 60 seconds to vacate property, intruder detected, 55 seconds, and so on." She wasn't around to hear much of it. She scampered off like a cat that wandered too close to an automatic sprinkler. Cruise control knows just the way to get us to regret going no contact with her. Cruise control, my crazy Mill, who we recently went no contact with, has been a lot calmer than we expected. She blew up my husband's phone before he blocked her, and she peered through our windows once. I expected World War III, so this has been pleasant. The silence couldn't last. So here's the latest in the exciting world of Nope. Cruise control came to the house while my husband and I were both at work with a large manila envelope. She didn't take the steps up onto the porch. She just tossed the envelope like a frisbee and hightailed it out of there. I guess she thinks she's invisible to our Ring doorbell unless she steps onto the porch. She isn't. I took one for the team and opened it when we were both home. It was large prints of photos of her and a note explaining that they're for our photo wall. If you're lucky enough to be hearing about the lunacy of cruise control for the first time right now, I'll explain. She has a grudge against her ex-husband, and that extends to his lovely wife and his stepdaughters, who are both friends of mine. She would flip out and cry if we had photos of any of those family members within her sight. I got pissed one day and I updated the photo wall in our living room to include all of our family members. Cruise control was still in it, for fuck's sakes. We believe that seeing those photos is what caused her tantrum that caused us to go no contact with her. It's insane to me that she hasn't heard from us in weeks and has spent all of this time frothing at the mouth about what our living room wall looks like. I don't know what to do with the photos. I'm thinking of investing in a dartboard. Thoughts? Cruise control showed up again, in an effing disguise. Cruise control has taken to emailing my husband, not me. I think she feels that I'm a lost cause because she hasn't had ample time alone with me to program my buttons. That, or I'm just not that popular. She wants to sit at the cool kid table. I think she believes she has a grasp on my husband based on her communications to him. She writes stuff to evoke emotions, especially "remember when?" kind of stuff. She thinks she can get him to miss her by making him reminisce about childhood. Instead of snapping into a trance and becoming a lethal killing machine bent on assassinating the prime rib of Micronesia, he usually shakes his head and says, "That's not how I remember it." Example: she sent an email about how something reminded her of when she took him ice skating for his birthday and they had a great time. My husband told me the real story. He was invited to an ice skating birthday party at an indoor skating rink, and it was during one of Phil's days. Cruise control wanted to take him, and Phil said no because 1, just fucking why? And 2, he knew she would ruin the poor kid's birthday. She got jealous and decided that she would take my husband herself the next week. He didn't want to go because he still had blisters from the rental skates from the week before. She insisted anyway, and they had a lousy time. The emails are being redirected to a folder, so my husband doesn't have to see them. But she makes a new email address every once in a while, so a lot of them slip through. He hasn't replied. No contact, weirdly enough, means no contact. So I guess her little pea brain decided that my husband must not be getting her emails. There is simply no other explanation for his lack of response. She showed up wearing a crappy Halloween wig and sunglasses, tossed another envelope like a frisbee onto our porch, and took off. The folder was printouts of all of her emails to him from the last time he ever emailed her back. There was a note as well. The note was, paraphrased, "I haven't gotten a response from you, so I assume your email address has changed. Here's the correspondence you should have received. I love you." The note seems fairly normal, but do remember that she delivered it while wearing a dollar store wig and oversized sunglasses while attempting and failing to avoid our security cameras. We did the same thing with this envelope that we did with the last one. Took it inside, perused its contents, scanned, photographed it all, and then put it back on the porch so that it would look like we didn't even care enough to pick it up. The other envelope from earlier was rained on and looks pretty pathetic, and I'm jazzed about the fact that she probably saw it. Okay, hi, Petty Queen has made her return. If I were OP, I would print out a picture of Cruise Control in her disguise and make like a wanted poster or a Crime Stoppers poster and post it all over town. Warning, beware of woman in disguise snooping on front porches, presumably known to be mentally unstable. Posted at her church, grocery stores, all those places. Also, again with my personal side quest, but my mom does the remember when shtick all the time. She remembers things so differently from how I and my siblings remember, and she gives herself credit for way too many things that she had nothing to do with. I actually sent this meme to my sister the other day. It's the two guys on a bus meme, and the sad side's like people remembering their childhoods, and then the joyous guy on the other side, their moms being like, "That's not how I remember it." Isn't it always fun to learn when people had the exact same childhood as you? But back to Cruise Control. Like my mother, this woman is delusional. And some of you have tipped me off as to what's going to happen, but I kind of have an idea as to why Cruise Control is acting so nonchalant with this quote-unquote no contact, and why she is wearing a flipping disguise. I think OP's husband is still in contact with his mother. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. Just by how Mill is acting like everything is hunky-dory A-okay, because to her, it is. She's still interacting with her son without having to interact with OP. To Mill, that's a win-win, but we will see if that's truly what's going on in the next parts. I hope you're enjoying this so far. If you are, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I'll see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!